Mysterious Caves, written by Terry Miller Shannon. Focus question. What can people learn by exploring caves? Words to know. Chambers, collapsed, column, drapery, erosion, formations, lava tube, passageways, primary cave, spelunkers, stalagmite, stalagmite. Tables of contents. A new underground world. 4. Water caves. 7. Types of caves. 8. Inside caves. 12. Caves inhabitants. 15. Famous caves. 20. Exploring caves. 21. Conclusion. 23. Glossary. 24. A new underground world. In 2009, a team of British cave explorers traveled to Vietnam. Vietnam is a long, narrow country that borders a portion of South China Sea. It has many beautiful bays, large rock formation, forests, and rivers. These cave explorers, or spelunkers, had already visited several large caves in the area, but this time they were exploring a cave that was brand new to science. Only a local farmer, Ho Khang, knew this location, and he had led them in the jungle-covered opening. They went and walked for miles into nothing but total darkness. Suddenly they saw light. A shaft of sunlight was cutting through the darkness ahead of them. As they moved closer, they could tell that part of the cave roof had collapsed long ago, leaving a hole that let in patch of sunlight. The sunlight revealed the room's amazing size. They soon realized they were stood in the biggest cave room known to exist. One single area of the room was covered 90 meters, 300 feet wide, 180 meters, 600 feet high, and over 4 kilometers, 2.5 miles long. An entire city block of 40-story buildings could fit inside. This cave, called Hang Son Dong, or Mountain River Cave, is enormous. Where the roof collapsed, letting the sunlight and rain, dense hidden jungles grow, or 60 meters, 200 feet cliff they named the Great Wall of Vietnam. The cliff stopped the cavers at first. They returned with equipment to scale the cliff, continue their journey to the interior. This cave was the biggest yet found, and may have not the biggest in the world. Adventurous explorers find new caves every year. This book you will learn about caves. You will learn about how they form, unusual formation, and living things within them. Other caves, which are just as wondrous as Hang Son Dong. Water caves. A cave is a natural hollow space in earth. Usually when people talk about cave, they mean a space big enough for a person to go inside, and deep enough so sunlight never reaches part of it. Caves can occur in rock, in ice, and underwater. Caves are found all over the world. We may think of all caves being dark and barren, but caves can be gorgeous, filled with amazing formation and unusual animals. Caves lure adventurous people who love excitement and challenge, seeing places no one has ever seen before. We know that humans live in caves as long as 30,000 years ago. Types of caves. Caves can form several ways. Nature uses basic tools such as rock, water, and heat to carve these chambers in earth. Karst caves. The ground is made of different types of rock. Some types, such as limestone, can dissolve in water. Water from surface seeps through the soil and trickles through cracks in the ground. Water, limestone on the ground, slowly dissolves the rock, creating a hollow space. Over millions of years, the water eats away the rock and creates a karst cave. Primary cave and lava tubes. In karst caves, seeping water dissolves existing rock and eventually create a hole. But in primary caves, the rock contains a hollow space from its beginning. The rock is born with a cave-sized hole in it. Another type of rock came from liquid and magma. Volcanoes cool and turn solid. Some volcanoes, liquid lava flows over the ground in a stream. The surface of the lava stream quickly cools and turns solid, while the lava underneath stays hot and liquid. It keeps flowing. Flowing hot lava creates long tunnels through solid lava rock. These long tunnels are called lava tubes. Erosional caves and sea caves. Moving waters such as rivers and ocean waves carry grains of sand. Every so slowly, these tough little grains grind away rock in a process called erosion. Erosion creates caves called erosional caves. Erosional caves are different from karst cave and water physically grind away the rock. Karst Cave, water chemically dissolves the rock. Common kind of regional cave is a sea cave. Sea cave form when ocean waves continually crash against a cliff, eventually digging out a hollow space. Caves don't always form in rock. Glaciers are enormous moving masses of solid ice. Atop a glacier, the sun can melt some of the ice, which becomes streams of warm water. When warm water flows down through cracks in glaciers towards soil beneath. As it runs down, the warmer water melts the ice around it, forming glacier cave. You can also find caves underwater. Most underwater caves form the same way as caves on land, except the rock has been under a lake or ocean. Some underwater caves were once dry caves that flooded when the sea level rose in an area. Inside caves. Caves are made out of three main zones: the entrance, the twilight zone, and the dark zone. The entrance to a cave may be large or small. It can be a doorway into a mountain, hole straight into the ground, or a crack in a boulder. The twilight zone is any part of cave where some sunlight still seeps in. You can see without a flashlight, you're still in the twilight zone. This zone often cool and damp, and you can find animals and some plants living there. As you might guess from the name, there is no light at all in the dark zone. No plant grows there, but some fungi, mold, and animals have adapted to total darkness. Karst cave are the most common type of cave, so let's take a closer look inside one. Water-dissolved limestone create all kinds of fascinating formation in these caves. Many people are familiar with stalagmites and stalagmites. These form when water drips from cave ceiling to floor. The drop contains dissolved limestone. When the water dries or evaporates, it leaves behind its bits of limestone. Bit by bit, the limestone builds up, creating a stalagmite on the ceiling and stalagmite on the floor. These formations only grow about 2 millimeters, about 0.08 inch a year, but they can reach over 10 meters, 3 feet long. Sometimes a stalactite and stalagmite join to form a column. Helpful hint: do you know that some stalagmite and stalagmite, or stalagmite, contains the letter C, of its standing for ceiling? Stalagmite from on top of the cave. Stalagmite contain the letter G, which represents the ground for ground. Stalagmites point up from the ground in a cave. Cave inhabitants. Creatures small and large make their homes in caves. Many scientists divide animals into three groups of animals. Animals spend their entire lives in caves. Animals spend parts of their time in caves but can only be found elsewhere. Sometimes animals spend their entire lives in caves and aren't found anywhere else. They include certain millipedes, centipedes, spiders, insect crayfish, salamanders, and fish. These animals have adapted survival in total darkness. Many of them are blind, and some have no eyes at all. Other kinds of animals both live in caves and outside. A good example of this are bats. Bats may spend every time in a cave, but go outside for food. Other examples are beetles, millipedes, centipedes, and salamanders.